The transfer portal has been pretty active over the last few days, with some pretty big names on the move. I've been saying this for weeks, but despite being open for a number of months, there are still some really good players available in the transfer portal. Before we get to today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. The biggest transfer from this past week was former Colorado cornerback Marian Cooper transferring back to Florida State. While at Colorado this past season, Cooper played in 9 games and made 8 starts. He missed the final 3 games of their season. Overall, he finished his campaign with 37 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and 5 pass breakups. His time there was short, as I guess he wanted to go back to where it all started. Cooper originally committed to Florida State as a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. During his time with the Noles, he played in 20 games and made 7 starts over the course of 2 seasons. He made 30 tackles, had 3 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. In 2022, he played in 12 games with 4 starts and recorded 14 tackles with a forced fumble and an interception. As a freshman, Cooper was named the Devon Darling Defensive Freshman of the Year at Florida State. Cooper is officially the first player that Mike Norvell has brought back who played games at another school before returning to Florida State. It's unclear as of right now if Cooper is going to be a cornerback once again at Florida State or if he's going to be a safety. Utah may have landed their quarterback for 2025 as they brought in former Washington and Cal Poly quarterback Sam Huard. If the name sounds familiar, it's because Huard was once a 5-star quarterback recruit and was considered to be one of the top quarterback recruits of the 2021 class. He committed to Washington out of high school where he spent 2 seasons as a backup quarterback. Never getting a chance to be the starter, he transferred to Cal Poly last offseason. In his lone season with the Mustangs, he threw for 2,200 yards with 18 passing touchdowns. Unfortunately, the Mustangs went 3-8 in 2023. Huard is going to compete with Brandon Rose and Isaac Wilson to be the backup quarterback to Cameron Rising. If he's able to win the backup job, well, that bodes well for him potentially being the Ute starter in 2025. We have another quarterback who transferred, though this one was actually a starter last year. Former Rutgers starting quarterback Gavin Wimsatt transferred to Kentucky. Wimsatt actually had an offer from the Wildcats when he was a high school recruit a couple years ago. He played in 4 games as a true freshman in 2021 for Rutgers, but he didn't do a whole lot as he attempted only 21 passes. In 2022, Wimsatt played in 8 games and made 6 starts. On the year, he completed only 45% of his passes for 750 yards and 5 touchdowns. In his 6 starts, Rutgers went 0-6. He was named the starting quarterback once again in 2023 and was even voted a team captain. He went on to start all 13 games, completing only 48% of his passes for 1,700 yards and 9 passing touchdowns. He did have a career-high 500 yards on the ground and had 11 rushing touchdowns. His 500 rushing yards set a Rutgers quarterback record, while his 11 rushing scores were the 9th most in program history, and the most ever by a quarterback. With Wimsatt under center, Rutgers posted a 7-6 record and earned a bid to the Pinstripe Bowl. Their 7-6 record was their best season since 2014. He likely wasn't going to be the starting quarterback in 2024, as Rutgers added former Minnesota quarterback Ethan Kaliakmanis. Kentucky now has 3 quarterbacks on scholarship as Wimsatt joins Georgia transfer Brock Vandegrift and true freshman Cutter Boley. If I were to guess, Wimsatt is going to be competing for the backup job with the Wildcats. Iowa also added a new quarterback in former Northwestern quarterback Brendan Sullivan. Iowa's quarterback room is already pretty gross looking. With Cade McNamara recovering from a torn ACL, they needed to do something. There were some reports saying they were going after Oklahoma quarterback General Booty, but it looks like they preferred some Sullivan instead. Over the last 2 seasons, he started a combined 12 games. He completed 69% of his passes with the Wildcats, totaling 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns over the course of 2 seasons. He also ran for 250 yards with 2 rushing touchdowns as well. Sullivan's best performance of his career came against Maryland last season. He completed 16 of 23 passes for 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, while rushing for over 50 yards. He'll likely get some starts for the Hawkeyes in 2024, and who knows? If he does well, maybe he'll be able to earn the starting job once McNamara is healthy. With a couple of years of eligibility remaining, there's also a strong chance he could be Iowa's starting quarterback for the 2025 season as well. After spending the spring at UNLV, former Yale defensive lineman Clay Patterson is transferring to Stanford. Last season for the Bulldogs, he was named first team All-Ivy League. He recorded 40 tackles, including 10 tackles for loss. A year prior, Patterson was named second team All-Ivy League after finishing second in the league with 6.5 sacks. He was named first team All-Conference and third team All-American in 2021 after he recorded 11.5 sacks. Our final transfer on today's video is a player that picked my Arizona State Sun Devils, and I can't even believe it. They added former Colorado running back Alton Mill. He expects to have 3 years of eligibility remaining for the Sun Devils, as he's taken 2 redshirt seasons over the last 2 years. He'll join a pretty talented running back room at Arizona State, which is headlined by senior running back Cam Scatabo, who rushed for 800 yards and 9 touchdowns last season. After playing in just 4 games for Colorado last year, McCaskill asked Deion Sanders if he could sit out the rest of the season and preserve a redshirt year. He had 14 carries for only 60 yards. He missed the entire 2022 season after he tore his ACL in the spring of 2022. The last time we really saw him play, he was one of the top running backs in all of college football. 3 years ago, he suited up for Houston, and he was named the American Conference's Rookie of the Year. He ran for just under 1,000 yards and had over 100 receiving yards. His 16 rushing touchdowns that season led all true freshmen and set a Houston true freshman record for rushing touchdowns. Overall, he accounted for 18 total touchdowns for the Cougars that season. Unfortunately, things just haven't gone his way the last couple of years, so hopefully transferring to Arizona State is going to be a great opportunity for him, and he can go back to being one of the top running backs in the entire country. Now, I'm not saying that my Sun Devils are going to win the Big 12 next season, but this could be a team that might surprise some people. And when I say surprise some people, I'm talking about making a bowl game next year. Well, that wraps it up for today's video. Which transfer player from today's list do you think is going to make the biggest impact at their new program? Whoever it is, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if there's a video or a topic you'd like to see here on my channel, drop a comment below and it could be featured as my next video. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all in my next video.